Skinny, are you embarrassed by your podcast family?
No, just the
yes.
white guy.
Yes, I don't know. In unison, y'all just started doing some wild shit. And, I don't know.
I'm embarrassed that I don't know how to hold a violin.
I thought you were trying to be Miri Ben Ari for a second. I'm like, what's she doing over there? Okay.
I was like, why did I start doing that?
Yeah,
Also,
Great. I'm embarrassed. I don't know how to hold a violin.
That should be the name of the episode.
That's bougie.
yeah.
That's just bougie.
Oh gosh.
bougie.
Yeah, I mean, because a violin is like the thing you're embarrassed about not knowing how to hold.
Yeah.
Like, like something, a violin, like, Oh man, I don't know how to work this cello. Jesus,
Well, I'm like, before I start, doing the theatrics, I should learn how to hold.
What was that wild thing that looked like a bow and arrow with mad bows? The harp. That thing.
Yeah.
Can't play that.
That's
Thing
easier.
that looks like a woman.
With mad
harp is
bows.
kinda like-
mad strings. You know what I mean?
The harp just looks. If you're like mimicking playing a harp, it just looks inappropriate.
The harp should be a weapon. If I'm
'Cause
going
it
into
should-
battle, I'm just coming down with a harp on some people. You just gotta hit people with that. Big. It's got plenty of strings that can cut you.
I think
No,
it's
razor
too
sharp
heavy
strings on a
to-
harp.
Oh wait, okay. He's talking about like the hand harps, like the
Yeah,
ones
yeah.
like ancient
Tiny
Greeks.
Oh.
Double
like-
hand them things. Searching.
Oh my god.
Ginsu people's arms off. What?
Probably.
Yeah, sharp enough
Wow.
strings, pull those things. Yeah, and then you can also play it on some like gangster shit. But then
But then you can't have your fingers if
you
it's
know,
that sharp.
you'd have like tips that would be like kind of bladed steel. Haven't you seen anime? They always figure out a way to use their weapons as instruments and then still cut
Haven't
you.
you seen anime?
Yeah, this is
Because
This
that's real.
We're gonna do the measuring stick of things.
Yes, it is.
that was such a good line. Haven't you
Yes.
seen anime? Yes, because that's the measure by which we should have all things. That was so good.
By the way the world's looking right now, we're heading kind of into Ghost in the Shell. You know?
Oh, Lord.
I mean,
Facts.
I mean,
Scary facts.
that facts. That was great.
I have my own trepidations with robots and AIs, and even as someone who loves AI, as we know,
And praises our
As your
soon-to-be
brother, I
overlord.
already know I'm gonna have to kill you at the end of this stuff on some Gray Fox shit. Like legit, I've been playing Metal Gear Solid lately. I'm just like, man, I'm gonna have to end Brian like on like some Gray Fox stuff.
but
You're
here's
super
the
close, and then
again, my
Yeah.
thing with AI is not to just let it run rampant and try and take over the world. I want
You'd rather
artificial.
guide it.
Well, I want I want
contain the
artificial
machine. You can't
general
contain it.
intelligence that isn't programmed by assholes who just want to make money and take advantage of people.
But that's the problem. How do you control that?
Let's kill all the assholes that want to take advantage of people.
You see how you're already starting? Look
So in
at you.
conclusion, there's no solution.
All I'm saying is, guys, if we actually eat the rich like people have been saying for the past decade, we might actually get some good stuff going.
To be honest, low key,
Impossible.
the rich has been getting eaten. To be honest, I don't know.
Oh,
A few of
okay.
them.
Have they?
A few of them. You know, this current stuff that's
Yeah, but I
going
don't
on-
think it makes a dent, honestly.
No, it doesn't.
No.
It doesn't.
No.
We got to get the big boys.
All we're
Brian-
doing is like we're taking down some, but there's just new ones coming up. So
Just
it's like,
drop that list. As soon as they drop that list, then they could just easily start picking them off, just like sniper stuff. You know,
drop the list.
drop the list.
True. Drop the list. That might be the title because we do
Hashtag
want
drop
that
the
list.
Drop the list.
We're talking about the Diddy list, right?
We're dropping. I'm talking Epstein's list. I'm talking Epstein's
Epstein.
list. I'm talking Diddy's. All the
Diddy.
list. Drop the list.
Drop
Who
the
knows?
list.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. And then can we go back to like medieval times, 14th century France, and just like
No,
guillotine?
I like having good teeth and showering. So no,
No,
we're
no,
not doing that.
we get to keep all that stuff. Just showering.
You sure they won't take that from us?
We
I
must
don't know,
evolve.
Brian.
No more running water.
No,
Yeah.
we get to keep all that stuff, but the
The whole
guillotine.
things.
Yo, did y'all know the guillotine still? I think I've said this recently actually, but the guillotine was still running up until 1970 in France. Like,
Yeah, I believe that.
I mean,
That's-
it is a first far way to instill fear.
What's that place in the states that still doesn't have clean water? Dave, it's possible. They can take that running
It's
water
the
straight away.
South?
From you.
the last. Okay,
Not the
Jerome Carin, and in Douai, in Marseille. Okay, so yes, the last person who was guillotined was
Oh.
a killer who was guillotined on September 10th, 1977. Damn,
No,
that's just a couple years before I was born.
Yeah, I was
I'm
about to
old.
say.
That's messed
Damn.
up.
You're
That's
so
messed
close.
up.
Yeah. Okay, maybe I don't want guillotines. This feels a little darker than I meant it to be. I feel bad now. I
Yeah,
wanna-
and Flint still doesn't have water. So let's
Yeah.
go. David,
Wait.
it's possible.
They're gonna have to work on that.
Horrible
That's
paradox
weird.
universe question.
What?
If we guillotine the rich and Flint gets water, are we okay with that? I think I'd be okay with
I'm
that.
good
I'm
with that.
cool. But like
okay.
which
I
rich?
like
Because
saying-
some
I
rich
like
are good
saying
rich. Like Martha
I was gonna say,
Stewart,
how do you determine who gets
Okay.
killed?
How about this?
anybody that's cool with Snoop Dogg, bong.
Ooh, shit.
Snoop Dogg is the,
Okay,
Snoop
If
Dogg,
Snoop
is the
Dogg has
litmus test.
passed you the blunt, you get to live.
I'm good with that. I'm good with that.
Some of them, I
good.
don't know, man. You know, Tom Hanks, I don't know, buddy. You better get out with your son. You have him meet, you know. But I don't know.
I feel like Tom Hanks and I don't know why, but I feel like they would be the best odd couple.
Okay, fine. I'll give
They
people
should
a
do a
chance.
movie. I actually want that movie now.
I can give him a
What
chance.
movie?
Snoop Dogg and Tom Hanks
Hanks.
just chilling out. I
That could
somehow
work.
think that'd be hilarious. I don't know
What
why.
a weird movie you're talking
Snoop Dogg
about.
has to
Weird
pass you the
mix.
blunt, or Samuel L. Jackson has to have done some sort of approval of something. Has to call you mother. You know.
He has to call you the right motherfucker, not the wrong.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. I was. Yeah.
I was gonna say we do it in order of the richest and go down the list, like the richest person, because
That's no fun.
'Cause,
They
like,
have the
Jay-Z's
time to
on that list
prepare.
eventually.
Yeah.
but Jay-Z's on that list way down because guys, as much as we love our hip hop billionaires,
Jay-Z's
you
on the
do know there are people who are worth like hundreds of billions of dollars.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
not
for
denying
sure.
that.
Yeah, there's some Wakandans out there. There's some like next level like King T'Challa people out there.
Super
They're not-
quiet about it.
Yeah, they're not African, but they got that Mensa Masa money that like richest
Yeah.
man in the universe type
You
shit.
got to think about it. If somebody's buying a private jet, these guys owe the lot that has the private jets.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
They're the private
Yeah.
jets.
Yeah, right.
I
They own
think
the
Jeff
airspace.
Bezos goes first.
Yeah, is Bezos well? I mean, isn't Elon the richest?
Knock him
Definitely the craziest.
out. Yeah, get his robot ass out of here. man.
Yeah,
But
but I hate
him,
I hate
Gates,
Jeff
get them out.
more.
You hate Jeff more than Elon? Elon's a South African
Yeah, but
bigot.
Elon, I
South
know,
African?
but
He's
Elon
a
is like
African bigot. Yeah.
I have more empathy for him because he's kind of just like a weirdo.
Nah, he's a what?
That doesn't make it passable, Janessa.
That was great. I have more empathy for him because he's
Just kinda
unwell
like a
in the
weirdo.
Bro,
Janessa's
what
on
did you
fire.
say?
She's just like throwing out lines all day.
Hold on,
Oh
wait.
She's been
God.
practicing.
African and acting is wild.
What?
Yeah. His money comes from like mines, African mines and stuff. He's a horrible person.
Here's the history of this
Elon.
show. Brian and
Elon,
Dave, you might
sorry.
not even know this. I have a special hate for not hate, disdain for certainly rich born of certain color South Africans because I feel like, well, you know, reasons. But Elon, now I'm mad.
Okay. I
I'm sorry.
found the list. So according to the 2024 Forbes, the real-time billionaire list, it seems that it updates in real time, which is kind of
Yeah.
crazy. I didn't know they did that. Elon Musk is number 1.
Hmm.
Larry Ellison, who I actually hear about a lot
What's he
when
do?
it comes. Larry Ellison's son is the guy that just bought Paramount.
Oh,
Like
you got
Paramount-
that kind of money.
If
Yeah, they have
you
that
have the
kind of
type of money that you just let your son buy Paramount.
Well, okay. Some people would say his son bought it on his own because he actually has his own business, but obviously he got money from Pops.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm just saying it's
He's a
not.
nepo
Larry-
baby. He
Yes, he's
probably never
100%.
worked a day in his life.
I'd like. I
probably
mean,
not.
I don't want to assume. I like to have this. I want to see how these people are like on a Thursday, and it's like just a super casual like bummy day. I want to see how they are with their peoples, their servants, whomever they deal with.
No,
If they're
see,
generally
that's where you got it
people-
wrong. I'd
What?
like to see these people in a house
Mhm.
with a budget of like $100 for like 2 days or whatever. Like, I want to see them how they are in a normal person scenario.
Bro, that $100 is gone.
No,
in 30
I
minutes.
couldn't think of a
No,
good
but-
number, but
but-
like,
I feel like if it's funny, it's not funny. It's funny. One of the problems with having them just do that with $100 is they don't understand the value of stuff. Because
well, that's what I mean.
yeah.
That's
So
what I'm not saying $100. That was like a horrible number, but I'm saying like
no,
put
but
them in a
No,
house,
but
an apartment with $1,000 for the month.
I
Let's
think
see how they do.
what you're asking is fair. Ask a multi-billionaire to survive with $100 for like 1 week, because people do it.
100%.
I've gone weeks where the most I had to spend was $100 because bills and everything else, and I had $100
Facts.
that I could spend on the other stuff. So give
Mhm.
them $100, and they have to be able to get their food for the week. They have to be able to like get their toiletries and all that stuff. Honestly, by the time they buy the groceries, they're broke. Like $100 isn't buying you much anywhere right now. So unless they're going to the dollar store, and I'm sure they will not want to eat it. If they've been eating caviar and foie gras, all of a sudden, foie gras.
Like how you throw that down.
They're not going to be enjoying shilling out $2 for a side, like a cousin's to mac and cheese.
Like, I'd like to see like a billionaire eat like a cheeseburger and see like the reaction. That's like the like insta bite and
they eat fast food for sure.
Some I doubt.
I can't picture, like when I'm looking at Larry Ellison and Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos,
they're not going to.
I'm not picturing them eating a burger, a Whopper.
They would tell their chef, I want the healthy version of what this looks like.
Okay, maybe not an actual like from Burger King or from McDonald's, but they for sure eat fast food.
When you're categorizing fast food, you just mean like burgers and stuff.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about I'd like to see their reaction going to like an actual place and getting that.
Like come to Montreal and get the peanut butter chow mein on Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
And come take it. And that's all you got. That's what you're eating today.
I caught the end of that, and that is a pretty hardcore. That's pretty peanut butter chow mein. Like I don't mess with peanut butter, and I eaten that when I was real hungry. So I feel you.
We've all had it. So
yeah, we've had to do that.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, let's get the billionaires to actually try and live a life of a normal, like relatively normal. You don't got billions, and no one knows who you are. You're just in these streets with $100 for a week. And let's see how you treat people and how you interact. Yeah. And are you begging by the end of the week?
You know, week, though, like that's
with $100 though, $100.
Killing though.
Say what?
I want to get to the fun part. Choosing if they live or not.
What Skinny's saying, he wants it $700 for the month to see how, just to make it so they can't naturally die.
Skinny, I'll flip it. Let's skip giving them money at all and just, like I said, guillotine the situation and take the money. What are we giving them money?
We can just circle back to that. I'm down. Yeah.
You know what, everyone? At the end of the day, eat the rich. That's what we're saying.
Hey, did you fire someone before like their birthday? Yeah, I might have. Okay, sorry, you gotta go in this line.
What was that thing you guys were saying? Billionaires are not allowed to be near children or have children. That was like a thing.
No kids for billionaires. Yeah. No kids.
But if we kill them, aren't we just as bad as they are?
No, because we've been.
Sorry. I mean, no.
Nah, we've been.
I was gonna say, damn right.
Listen, Gates was like openly like, let's depopulate the planet. I mean,
yeah, I don't know about deep.
I mean, I don't know about that, but I'll let you know. Conspiracy.
No, he did. He completely said that.
I mean,
he's promoting things. Like
he's promoting population control.
That's not what I read.
Also problematic.
I don't know. Did you read that Bill Gates was trying to sterilize people? Because that's what it sounds like you're saying.
No. I'm depopulation.
That's basically that.
As in murder people?
That's what I had.
I don't think Bill Gates would ever openly say, let's murder people.
This went dark.
We're saying let's murder people, but we're crazy.
Saying that.
Hypothetically.
Yeah, we're unhinged comedic podcast hosts, so we shouldn't be taken seriously.
Yeah, some of them,
I mean, right. We're not serious.
But the rich, when they say something, some dumbass is gonna say, even if this is something I just thought of. Can you imagine being so rich that when you joke, people don't know you're joking and will just do anything you say?
Vince McMahon.
Oh, don't. I'm not doing that again. I'm not doing that again.
I can only imagine.
Oh my God. All I know is I'm looking at this list of multi-billionaires, and I'm telling you, like, there's a few of them that I'm pretty sure. First of all, I ain't seen a woman yet, let alone a person like this list.
Of course not. They don't exist.
Wow.
Okay, first woman comes in at number 18, Alice Walton. The Walton family for Walmart. Yeah, the Walmart. That makes sense. Okay.
They got some scratch.
And then we have L'Oreal's. Oh, my God.
What are these billions, too? Like, what are they?
Oh, do you want to hear some numbers?
These people have never had nothing. Wow, man.
So Elon Musk is $268.2 billion. Larry Ellison, $213.3 billion. He actually gained $1.1 billion just today. Jeff Bezos at $210.2 billion. He went up $1.8 billion today. Mark Zuckerberg is at $204.6 billion. He actually lost $500 million today.
Poor bastard.
Oh,
So sad.
he lost $500 million today. Good Lord. And then the list just goes on and on and on and on and on, and it's actually really concerning how many billionaires there are in the world.
Yep.
And that they don't want to share a dime.
Yeah, I'm trying to see when I see the first billionaire of color.
Oh,
okay.
Wow.
We're in the 40s, and I saw one. Sorry, I wasn't counting the Asian people, though. That's my bad. I should have counted the East Asians. Because then number 11. It looks like the 11th.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty high.
Didn't even break the top 10. The top 10 are all white men. Jeez.
Well, yeah.
That's just blood money.
Yeah, Guns of the Patriots, all that metal.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, I've been playing a lot of Metal Gear, and Hideo Kojima.
A lot of Mr. Cotton over there. That's all I'm saying.
All I'm saying is when I talk to people about the Illuminati, and I don't believe the Illuminati exists as this like self-sacrificing monster, but that I think the top 10 people on this list work together to maintain their wealth.
100%.
100%. I don't doubt that for a second.
They have each other on speed dial. 100%.
They all pretend like they hate each other, and they are all just switching places, so it looks like there's actual competition.
Then they have eyes wide shut parties.
Oh God, I hope not.
So
they're all
many.
so gross. If they're all so gross to look at, the idea of them having eyes wide shut parties.
I mean, that's where a lot of these goofballs get their ideas from that goofy ass movie.
Exactly.
That I never saw.
Are you denying it?
Or did you incriminate yourself when you said that? Like you didn't have to say anything, and then you're like, "I didn't see that movie."
Skinny, the way you said that sounded
you know what I remember about that movie? No, you know what I remember about that movie? Because it's back in the day when Viewer's Choice was a thing, so you'd have the preview channels, right? And then they'd always show the same clip of Nicole Kidman doing her hair, her earrings or something, and the damn song in the background, they did a very bad thing. They did the bad thing. It's playing in the back, and then you have Tom's creepy ass coming up and trying kissing her neck, and then you see people in masks with red robes, and that's a preview. And that's all I know from that movie. And I'm just like, yup, that's what they be on.
Oh yeah.
I never saw it. That's a preview.
The thing is, that's exactly how I think Tom got initiated in whatever thing he's doing.
Brah, thank you.
Like, I think it was a documentary.
If you're directing that movie, you're up to some sick stuff. That's
I never actually said.
You know what? I will say this though: if you told me that movie was entirely cast by Scientology people and directed and written by Scientology people pretending not to be Scientology people, I would say sounds about right. Sounds about right. Right, not white. Sorry, if that's how that sounded.
I'm just saying, how do you really direct an orgy? That's not work. Okay, like what do you mean, bro?
This is such a wild beginning to this episode. How do you direct an orgy is one of the most insane lines to say within the first 20 minutes.
That should be the title. I'm kidding.
Fucking A.
How do you direct an orgy? It's an insane thing for us to have said already. For anyone watching this show, by the way,
we're a nerd podcast.
We're a nerd podcast.
Yeah. It doesn't sound like it with these people, but that's what we are. That's what we're supposed to be.
We'll eventually get to the nerd shit. It's just sometimes we want to talk how the world's falling apart and say things like, how do you direct a fucking orgy?
I'm just saying.
With a big old stick, that's the answer. But
oh God.
It's a fair question.
That's a lot. Wow.
I mean, we can reach out to these OnlyFans people because they're now out there. We just ask one of them, how do you direct an orgy?
No, but like it's a
conga line that goes into a circle.
Whoever this director was,
conga line. It's Stanley Kubrick, by the way.
Oh my goodness, it's Stanley, my boy Stan.
Yeah, it was his last.
Oh, is he still your boy?
I mean, not anymore. Jeez, that was sharp.
She's got her gun locked in stock.
That was so well timed. That was so well timed.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But hey, he has directed a lot of classics, so he's definitely regarded as like one of the best filmmakers. But
Doctor Strangelove is about a guy concerned about his like losing his semen. I mean, some are classic, some are a little.
Yeah, can I say
no? But even that movie is regarded as like it's a very
it is, but the
highly regarded
actual
movie.
Purpose of the movie.
I know. I was gonna say he's definitely a bait guy. That's for sure.
Ness, Ness, this is actually a segment I feel like we can start right off with you.
She's hitting him, man. Like,
Have we? Can you think of a director? Because it makes me think of Francis Ford Coppola, Stanley Kubrick. Can you think of a director on that level who's never had a flop? Like because Ford Coppola really, Megalopolis is one of the worst things I've ever. Like, I would rather watch. You know what? Someone asked me the other day if I'd rather watch Megalopolis or Joker 2, and I actually said Megalopolis the first time because it's insane. But I would actually rewatch Joker 2 because Joker 2 actually feels like the continuation of something. Even if it was bad, it was a continuation of something I've already seen. Whereas Megalopolis is its own standalone 3-hour insane fever dream that just doesn't make any sense.
Okay. I didn't watch Megalopolis.
Do not do
it. Oh,
it.
you weren't here? He went on a nice little rant about that one.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Is that an animated movie or what? Like,
no.
Skinny? It might as well have been. Skinny? It might as well have been. Some of the shit that happens in it.
Wasn't that the name of an animated movie?
Oh,
you're thinking Metalopolis.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. Yeah, whatever Dave just said. That's what you're thinking about.
Zootopia or whatever.
You know what? Oh shit!
That's
Skinny?
Probably a better movie.
Megalopolis has scenes that looks like Zootopia, and it's fucking crazy that you just said that.
But there is I know what anime that he's talking about. There is
hold on. Just, I gotta look right into the camera. Anyone watching this, if you've seen Megalopolis, go back to the Zootopia movie and look at the towers and tell me that's not the same. That didn't inspire Ford Coppola. He's crazy.
Because hold on, that's why I'm Zootopia, and now I'm gonna look up Megalopolis. Oh shit! Oh, this movie happened. Wow.
I'm gonna let while people are looking up stuff, I'm gonna read 2 pieces of news. Lantern HBO series cast Kelly Macdonald. You guys might know her from Boardwalk Empires. She's also done episodes. She did my favorite episode, the B episode in Black Mirror. So she's gonna be in Lanterns. Irish actress, great performer. And Josh Brolin says he is willing to come back to the MCU as Thanos. Going so far as saying in his quotes, Thanos has to fit if you're going to bring him back. I would do anything that the Russos wanted me to do.
Dog, if you don't show up, be Cable. Like, what are you doing?
Honestly,
what are you doing?
Yeah, like, go be
honestly,
Cable.
You can't have
Are we getting another Deadpool Wolverine? Also, Ness, I'm still not.
Oh.
If you can think of another director, I'm still open to it.
Tarantino.
Scorsese, dog.
I don't know if this is in comparison because I don't know why he's the one that came to mind. Tim Burton. I feel like I mean he kind of redeemed himself recently with the Beetlejuice remake, but I feel like he's had some flops, but he also has classics.
Did he do Batman and Robin?
No, that was after him.
He did Batman and Batman Returns.
Yeah, he did those 2.
Dang, all right. No, he might.
Wait, hold on though, because I was saying people that haven't had misses.
Oh, you're saying people that haven't had misses. Oh my bad. Denis Villeneuve.
Damn, look at you.
Oh shit, she came up with that with the quickness once she.
Yeah,
once the question.
Yeah, once the question was clear, she was just like, "This motherfucker."
Boom, here we go. Take that.
Would you say? Oh, Dave, don't start now. Hold on. Would you say Denis Villeneuve is same level as Scorsese and those guys yet, or he's building up to that?
Yes.
Ooh. Yeah. Oh, okay.
The reason I'm hesitating is because he's still
young.
He's like a newer director. Yeah. So that's why I'm hesitating. But I do think his collection of movies definitely reaches.
You know what?
I feel like I can't say that because he's not old. Like because his movies are not old, they haven't aged. I feel like you can't put him in that category. But I want to because all of his projects are so good.
Okay, we're gonna do an episode one week where we do like a movie draft.
But
where
would you
draft projects?
Please.
Okay.
But what would you say? Would you say Tarantino qualifies as that?
No, because he's had flops.
Such as?
What's the hateful?
Hateful Eight?
No, that's a good movie.
It was still because we're saying don't confuse. Example, I'm not fighting the Villeneuve thing, even though I don't like 2 of his movies, and it's not the same movie franchise.
I've never seen Hateful Eight. I just haven't heard people say that it's a fantastic film.
What was that?
No,
one
but
with
you're
Brad
saying
Pitt?
flops.
It's not my
Flops means that people
favorite.
didn't go see it, right? Is that what you mean, or do you mean it's not a good movie?
Flops
There's a
Okay.
difference.
means generally it didn't do well.
Okay.
What's the one with Brad Pitt that he just did?
People still
Once Upon a
flock
Time in
to it.
Hollywood? No, that was
Yeah.
a great movie.
Damn.
It wasn't
I'm
great.
just picking out names.
I
don't-
love Quentin Tarantino, and it's not my favorite Quentin Tarantino movie.
I don't know
Okay,
if he flopped.
So let's okay, sorry. I guess I shouldn't have defined flop as it didn't do well.
Well,
I
then
was
how would
thinking-
you-
I was thinking more not like it flopped critically.
You're talking bombs.
No, because Bombs makes us think like people didn't go see it. There's a bunch of movies that people go saw.
I
but
was thinking critically.
Oh, okay. Me too. I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
critically.
yeah.
Are you
Like,
thinking critically?
It
I
didn't
wanted
do
to
well
clarify.
critically.
Yeah, you want to clarify.
I wanted.
My apologies. I was talking critically. I was talking like the film critics and the fans didn't fuck with this. That's what I was trying to say. And I didn't know. I don't. To be honest, I should check up on Hateful Eight, and I'll take a look right now.
I
It's
feel
not
the only.
terrible.
I find the
Hateful Eight.
only Quentin Tarantino film that got a quote unquote bad rap. What was the Bulletproof? The one that he did
Death
like.
which is
Death Proof.
actually my favorite Tarantino movie. So funny.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
The car?
Okay.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
one
I
of my
stand corrected.
favorites.
Hateful Eight did very well. 74%, and then 77 for the
But-
fans.
Dave is right. Death Proof is technically considered his flop of a
It's-
movie. Most
yeah.
people didn't like that movie. The reason I liked it is because he made a movie that, it is what it is. It's
It's
an action
satire as
movie.
hell.
It's satire, but it's an action movie. That's literally what he wanted to make it. There's not much story to it. It's mostly just
No.
stunts and action. And I think most
Yeah,
people were
It has a
expecting more.
64.
Yeah.
It has a 64 on
64?
Tomato Meter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I find that movie suffers only because it's essentially the same movie twice within the movie. Like it goes the beginning, you do the beginning where he does the bad guy does this bad guy thing, and then it happens.
Right.
I feel
and
like you
then
could
it
spoil
happens
it.
again.
It's 2024.
Well, okay, it's fine. At the beginning of the movie, Kurt Russell, like he seduces women, gets them in the car, and then
Yeah.
he brutally murders them.
Yeah.
Ew.
That happens up until the first half, and then the second half is
Yeah.
just a repetition. And then the girls who so happen to be duped in that one aren't duped; they figure it out.
Yeah.
Well,
You
that's,
know what I
that's
mean?
the point of the movie. It's like this is, you think this is the story, and then it's like, nope, that's not actually what happened.
Mm,
These women were so smart that they figured out his you know what I
Tactics.
mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying. It's like a 2-story.
Kills
Yeah.
him in the roll cage in his car. It's really messed up, man.
Yeah.
He's good. He has a roll
But-
cage. Their side doesn't.
Oh,
And he just
God.
goes and crashes into shit like Twisted Metal.
Crazy.
But it's also unfair because if you do watch the movies how they came out, you had I forget because it was a double feature, right?
Yeah, the zombie thing with the girl with the gun
Yeah.
on her leg.
And when you watch the
Oh,
zombie one
yeah.
first, and then you see that, it's like
Wait, how short are these films
they're
then?
not necessarily
They're not
short.
short. They're
That's the other
Tarantino
thing.
fucking with you. That's what it is, man.
Yeah, a little
He
bit.
keeps fucking with
A little
people,
bit.
and that's why I don't fuck with him.
Tarantino is fucking with you.
All day, he just mashes with people. Hateful Eight, they sat in a carriage car for 2 hours, bro. What was that?
A very
Fuck
long
out of
time.
here, B. What are you talking about? I'm not going to a movie for $15 and niggas gonna sit in the carriage for 2 hours. And
The only thing the thing I didn't like about that movie, straight up, I went to go see that movie in the theater, and he does a really good job of like, oh, it's like a cool, desolate, like Western night, and you just hear the whole time. I almost fell asleep
yeah, okay,
because
bet you did.
it's just because you're hearing the. It sounded there's
Yeah,
certain
I
scenes
mean-
that like it sounded like those videos you play at night when you can't fall asleep.
I'm not a fan of westerns in general. So
I
I always
can't-
have like a biased opinion.
Tarantino. All right.
So I noticed that we haven't talked about a certain Disney Plus show that nobody really cares about, but kind of cares about.
Wait.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Are we gonna talk about Agatha? Because I care about it.
I care
Oh,
about
okay.
that.
Like I
What are
never
you
been
talking
around on the
about? What's-
episode
what's
for
he
y'all be
talking
talking about
What's
Agatha.
wrong?
We haven't. We haven't talked about it mostly because we've just talked about other stuff. But
Yeah,
Oh.
but it's ending what next week
I think
or is it today?
I think
it
today's
ended.
the last.
So we may as
Oh.
well
It
wait
ended?
off the. We may as well.
I don't
wait
know if
till
it
next
ended.
week.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
Wait, let me double
The
check.
last episode was not the last one.
No, it was this. The last 2 episodes are it's a double feature, so they're releasing them both together.
Nice.
So
So that definitely did not happen.
But I'll check for the release date of the last two.
I mess with that. It's a very good Hocus Pocus.
Yeah, I feel
It's
like
better than Hocus Pocus.
I'll be honest. I feel like you're doing it a disservice when you just say Hocus Pocus because there's way more to the story.
Oh no, I agree. I'm just saying like the film style of how it is and stuff. It's very witchcraft. It's a witchcraft movie.
Halloween macabre. Yeah, that's fair. But I would say so. I didn't watch the last two episodes, which makes me feel good doing a review right now.
Right, because
You watched them already?
Well, I watched the last one before the last one, and then this one, the internet happened. So, but I was just very satisfied because what I called
no, don't spoil then.
No, don't say
that's it. So I can't say nothing, and
Yeah.
that's where I'm actually going to exit because I can't say
So
nothing.
we'll talk about it next week. That's all.
Yeah, you're talking about it next week. Well, I mean, I'm not going to leave, but
Oh, okay. I was gonna say the last episode I saw, which was episode 8, Lilia's trial
Mm-hmm.
with the tarot cards and all that stuff.
Oh yeah.
To me, came across as one of the best episodes of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically because one of the coolest things they did that I love shit like this. Like if you can pull this off, it is fucking fantastic. First of all, you guys know I love time manipulation stuff. So time travel, all that stuff. So if you have a show in which someone lives out of time or perceives time differently, and throughout the season they say certain things randomly, and then in the last episode they show you how all those things wasn't random but them actually answering questions to other moments, mind blown.
Oh.
Yeah.
Her talking to character X and then answering character X at a different time. But in the episode you watch where they're all in a house and they all got that weird Botox thing and she starts saying random stuff and you're like, why is she saying that? And then for them to fill it in at the end, they flash back to that moment because it was her being out of sequence with time and answering a question that she was being asked in that moment in episode 8.
Come on.
It's almost like they made that episode. It's almost like they had to have filmed that episode first, to just make sure that they got the right dialogue later.
Right? Yeah, like everything has to be shot out. Like TV shows are shot out of order, but to edit it so well, to make it feel so seamless, and for her to do such a good job, for them to use kind of this fun fisheye lens to flash back every time, so it kind of zooms you in and feels kind of anxiety ridden, and her being like 3 of pentacles and you're like, oh, what? And then it's her saying these things with the tarot cards and everything's fitting into place and the pieces are falling in and the puzzle finishes. The puzzle fits perfectly and it ends so well, and you're just like, god damn, that was fantastic. So I gotta say that for me was a really, really, really solid and well done.
Okay, I gotta watch this. You sold me.
Oh yeah, no, you think at first the first 2 episodes you're like a little mad, but then I find it picks up pretty quickly in the sense of like being a good entertaining show.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's better than the average Marvel live action show.
Okay.
I'd say.
Because I'm not a fan of Catherine.
Catherine Hahn?
Oh really?
I'm not a huge fan. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like,
funny.
I don't know if it's the projects she chooses. I just everything I've seen her in, I don't love it.
Well, she's usually a bad person.
No.
Or like a snob. Yeah, she's always like the
No, you haven't watched enough stuff with her then.
Oh, then fine. That I'll agree with.
No, I'm sure she's done like a bunch of things. I'm just saying whatever I've watched her in, I've always been like, eh.
It's funny you say that, and I'm realizing, okay, so things you've probably seen her in, like in Spider-Man when she's yeah. So I'm like looking, she's WandaVision, Spider-Man. She's like a bad mother in Mrs. Fletcher.
She's seen All the Goods or something like that.
There's a movie called The Goods, which is one of my favorite movies.
I have not seen
car selling thing.
Well, yes, where it's they have to sell all the cars on a lot by the end of the weekend, and she is technically a horrible person.
Yeah, that's exactly that movie's the thing that's the epitome of how I see her.
The movie is called the movie is called The Goods, Live Hard, Sell Hard, and she plays Babs Merrick. And in the movie, the reason she's so bad is because she meets Rob Riggle, the actor, is playing a child who has a thyroid problem, so he looks like an adult.
Oh.
And she's trying to sleep with him, knowing full well that he's a child.
Whole
The
movie.
whole movie is her because he's physically looks like an adult, but she knows. It's not like she didn't know. Like throughout the whole movie, she knows he is an adult man, a child in an adult man's body, and she spends the whole movie trying to seduce him.
So maybe it's just because all her characters I've seen her in, she's just so unlikable. Like maybe that's
she does
exactly
play,
what I'm
she
saying.
does play unlikable well. But I mean, did you guys watch the Bad Moms Club or like Bad Moms? Because she's just one of the bad moms, and I mean,
you're naming it right there that she's a bad mom. I mean, you're kind of like
yeah, but she's not a bad person. Like, yeah, because
it in the
Kristen
thing.
Bell.
No, but I think he's trying to say her performance is still good.
Yeah, like Kristen Bell, Mila Kunis, and her are all bad moms in the movie. But would you say you don't like Kristen Bell and Mila Kunis? Like that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but they don't. Not every single one of their roles is a bad mom or a bad person. You have yet to name one that she's a decent human being.
Technically. She also played in the Knives Out. What do you call it?
Yeah,
movie?
Glass Onions.
Glass Onion.
Onion?
Didn't like her in that.
Okay,
I forget her in that.
Well, she started off in Crossing Jordan. She was an actress on the show. She did 115 episodes as Lily Lebowski, and she was a wonderful person in that show. So, I mean, you do like 6 years on a show as a good person. If you only watched her in movies,
no, I'm not.
I'm not saying this guy over here who's just
saying she's a bad
she
actor.
deserves to eat mud.
I never said that either. I'm just saying.
Really good at playing the bad guy. That there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
It's just everything I've seen her in. Maybe because overall the project,
like Nick Cage to me is a guy who's good at playing the bad guy. I don't tend to like Nick Cage movies where he plays a good guy.
The Rock?
He's a criminal.
He's still the good guy.
Get the fuck
no, wait. First of all, in The Rock, no, he's not. He's the good guy. He's the cop. Sean Connery's the bad guy.
But aren't they trying to break people out of the...
They're trying to break people out of a hostage situation in Alcatraz.
Hold on, I'm trying to remember.
The only movie I like
talking about. You're mixing up Face Off.
Oh yeah, yeah, mixing.
And
up
he was
Face
technically the good guy for most of the movie because his body was switched.
Nah, fuck that shit. He was a horrible guy. He's a bad guy throughout at the beginning of the movie, and then continues.
Brian. I hate Nick too.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, you're crazy. And we've had this discussion before. Watch his good movies first.
The only movie I liked him in, you're right. I do still need to watch Pig.
Yeah. Give Pig a chance.
And what was the other one?
Watch the ones before he's 30 years old.
The only one I liked of him was Valley Girl. Random.
How can you not like Face Off or The Rock?
I mean, she's allowed to not like those. Those are just like, dude, the reason we like those is because we're kids of the 90s. Those are just wild action movies.
She likes all sorts of satire stuff.
Sure.
But I'm not a huge action fan.
We are pre-programmed generation to give movies like that a chance. We grew up watching...
I am an 80s guy.
We grew up watching Rambo.
Let me see.
We grew up watching Rambo, RoboCop, Commando, Predator on TV playing in the middle of the afternoon on a Saturday. Like that's not normal, but we did watch all those.
I'm not saying that he doesn't have good movies. Like
no. I know you're not saying that.
He's done good things in the past. I don't like what he's become.
Yeah,
I don't like.
He's a proof of himself.
He just wants you to give his other stuff a chance because
that's
he likes.
Fair. Yeah. And that I will do. I will watch his early stuff.
Hold on. His statement is fair, but his motivation is he likes Nick Cage for the wrong reasons. Yeah. That's the thing. I know he doesn't like Nick Cage because Nick Cage is a fantastic actor.
Never said that.
He likes Nick Cage because our generation just loved those kind of fucking movies where Nick Cage and like a young Tom Cruise, like these types of movies where they were just kind of continuing the 80s wild action movies and then the 90s thrillers.
He makes a lot of bad movies that are entertaining. That's what I like about a lot of his stuff.
That's his thing.
That's what I'm saying.
See, it's so funny because you're both saying the same thing, but Janessa, you're annoyed about it, and he's excited about it.
You are talking to the guy who thinks the 1994 Fantastic Four movie.
You're allowed to like what you like. Okay,
I know. Hey, look, you're talking to the guy who hates Leonardo DiCaprio. I will acknowledge that he's a good actor, sure, if you want, but I think I think movies.
I can
movies trash.
understand that.
Like I hate Romeo and Juliet. Saying it.
I can
Saying it.
understand. I can understand you hating
I'm
them.
gonna turn your
Say it.
camera off, you sick monster.
I think Catch Me You Can is a one-time watch.
Oh, that's fine. Harold Perrineau as Mercutio is a performance of a lifetime, you sick fuck.
Still a shit movie.
Shame on you.
I put dance with these guns in the middle of the street.
A curse on both your houses. Well, not both you, just his house.
I understand it though. I get why you like it, I guess. I just can't get on the bandwagon.
That's fair.
Can't. Maybe it's because I'm younger and I didn't grow up watching his stuff. So like for me watching it now, I'm like, this is just
Oh, that's a fun
irritating.
question. For your generation, what would you say was the most common or like coolest movies like genre? Because for us, it was definitely like those action movies of
action and comedies were that of the 90s and 80s. Those were the
But I feel like for me too, it was a lot of comedy. Like
comedy, okay.
2000s comedies, romance,
yeah,
like rom-coms. I feel like were huge.
Oh yeah, funny rom-coms for us were like the date movies
so far,
only.
and like Sleep is in Seattle.
Yeah.
But I just it's not even about that though. It's like I feel like Nick Cage now is just so lazy.
Well, it's because he's fallen into his own typecast. I mean, that movie where it's him playing himself.
I know.
What was it called?
And I actually enjoyed that.
I'm throwing this up. Shout out to Mike K. Bro, I was 12 and Face Off was the first movie I ever thought was dumb, even at that age. Roll on the floor laughing. Oh my.
Leave, Mike.
So maybe I would have been I would have been that kid too.
You guys are wrong. You guys are
no,
to be quite honest, I genuinely like how
laziness.
I like how John Travolta played Nick Cage in his body and Nick Cage playing John Travolta in his body.
It's so funny.
that thing. I don't know what it is. You can say what you want, but I liked it. I liked it.
My favorite part of this moment, two parts. Ness being like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
You need to see the movie.
And the second part, I just love picturing a 12-year-old Mike sitting on his couch watching the movie and being like, "What is this shit?" and like walking away. Mike, shout outs. I respect that because I have to see what year that movie came out because I remember watching it.
Oh, and I grew up. I remember growing up. A lot of the movies around my time was adventure movies.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
that was very, very popular.
97.
You had a lot of fantasy probably stuff.
Fantasy.
Well, she's in adventure movies, right?
But like I remember, like
what's
I grew up
Spiderwick Chronicles or some weird crap. Or
Spiderwick. No, that's true.
But isn't Spiderwick a show that's on now?
No, it's a movie.
No, there was a movie. There was a movie.
Isn't that the movie where the kids die and everyone gets upset because the kids die in it?
I don't know.
There was some adventure movies. I remember.
No, you're talking about Bridge to Terabithia, no?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, same time.
Hold on. There's a movie where the kids are murdered.
Oh, dude. So
no, they're not murdered.
No. So what happens is that I want to steal this because I need to give it through the perspective of a guy who worked at a video store. So I worked at Blockbuster. Bridge to Terabithia comes out. First, people rent it. Mom comes back, yells at me for renting this movie to her kid. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a kid's movie. It's not like, you know what happens? And walks off. I'm like, okay. Second mom comes in, does the same thing. I'm like, I stop her like, can I know what's going on? Because you're the third person or second person who's done it. It's like, the girl dies. Just walks out. I'm like, what? And then someone from our staff comes in and says, okay, we have to start warning people. I'm like, can someone please explain to me what is happening? Because this looks like a kid's movie. So what it is a Bridge to Terabithia is basically two kids apparently
they find this
having a day, like they're walking out and doing the stuff, and they get lost in their own fantasy. And
Josh Hutcherson from Hunger Games. Okay,
and then one of them gets killed.
Yeah, but wait, you didn't explain it well.
I didn't see the movie.
Oh,
I'm trying to complaining. I'm trying to make you see the complaining side of it, of being someone who had to rent that movie.
Yeah, I get it.
You can't say, let me explain the movie.
No, I said, let me explain my perception of this movie.
Okay, sorry, Ness hit us.
Well, in short, basically these two kids become friends because they're neighbors, and every
Okay.
day after school they meet up outside, and they end up discovering this like secret bridge in the woods, and they start playing there every single day. But they use their like imagination to like imagine all these fantasy type things, but like obviously in the
Okay.
movie they show you that, so they make you think like this is what they're seeing and whatever. And then the one day that Josh Hutcherson cannot play with her, he goes to some field trip or whatever, and she goes by herself and like hits her head and drowns.
Yeah.
Oh,
And that
Yeah,
caused me to be
it's
yelled
like,
at for
ugh.
3 months.
And then
I mean-
he basically like finds out that she passes away, and then they
burn
kind
the
of
bridge.
yeah, like basically like he not burn it, but like he basically like decides like this is the end and it was nice while it lasted type of thing. So I understand a parent being like, what the fuck is this movie?
Well, hold on though. The movie My Girl, which came out years before that, Macaulay Culkin's character goes into the woods and he dies.
He's known to have cancer in that film or something.
No,
right? Is
no,
that
he
the thing
doesn't.
in that movie.
No. They're
How does he
friends.
die?
It's been so long
He
since I've
has
seen that movie.
he
I don't
has
remember.
allergies. He goes into
Oh.
him and her are playing. She leaves. He's on his way home. He kicks the beehive. He gets attacked by the bees, and then they
shit.
cut to his glasses falling on the ground. And the next scene is the sheriff coming to tell Dan Aykroyd, who runs the funeral home, who is the father of the little girl played by Gabby, whatever. I don't remember the name of the actress. But fantastic actress. She was on Veep. She's done great things. It's just I don't remember her last name right now. But and I think also in Transparent. Anyways, but so like Dan Aykroyd as the father has to tell her, and then she like the movie's like her dealing with the loss and stuff, and I'm like, I saw that as a kid, and I didn't go, "Mommy, no."
Yeah,
the movie.
That's the thing, Steam. I watched it and I was like, oh no, she passed away. Like this is sad. But like I guess to some people, especially parents, they're gonna see it and be like, no kid should be watching children dying. Even
I
though
thought-
it wasn't she didn't die by like it wasn't like a
I swear, people, I thought we were going to come out of our store with pitchforks. I swear to God, with how people
That's
reacted.
so wild to me because
Like,
again,
I was scared.
yo, okay. This is a perfect example of when we say people are getting too sensitive, because My Girl comes out in 91 and I always understood My Girl to be a kid's movie. Like it's about a little kid and her life. And I guess it's not technically a kid's movie in the sense that the dad is like hooking up with Jamie Lee Curtis in a scene. But like I'm trying to find the rating
What
for
type
the
of kids movie is this?
maybe it's because
Kids, and then we're having fellatio in the background.
maybe
What
some
is
parents
going
are
on?
just they don't like the idea of like you're encouraging kids to like go into the woods and try and explore and then they might hurt themselves. Like maybe it's
Watch
like
Bambi.
It's so My Girl is pitched as a family romance. I don't understand how you have family
interesting.
and romance
How
together.
far along in the movie does he pass away?
I would say maybe midway.
Really?
Oh,
damn.
Anna
I don't remember
Anna
this movie at all.
Chlumsky is the actress's name. God, that is not what I thought her name was. But yeah, My Girl. Yeah, I think he passes away midway, or maybe three.
Okay.
I know it's like it's early enough that there's her dealing with the loss is part of the story. Like there's
Okay,
this.
so
Like,
that's why they did it to show you
Yeah.
the yeah, okay. But we didn't just have those type of movies.
Yeah, that got. This episode has a
Tangents.
lot of death. We're killing the
Yeah,
rich to eat them.
apparently.
We're talking
But no,
about
come on,
children.
I grew up with
Speaking
Harry
about-
Potter. I
Speaking
grew up
about
with
death and rich
the-
people, though.
Harry Potter. That's a fair one.
Yeah, Bring It On. A lot of the Bring It Ons came out in the early
Oh, God, yeah.
2000s. Oh, and High School Musical. Those were like early 2000s. I feel like we grew up with that kind of Zac Efron's like prime, you know?
Yeah. Did many of your stars survive? Not
Oh
to
yeah,
sound-
Mary-Kate and Ashley, they were huge when I was growing up.
Yeah, that's fair.
They were huge.
God.
But what do you mean did they survive? Like are they
Well, just because when I
continuing,
think
or-
of like again, it's sad.
ODs?
No, but it's sad because I'm thinking like we were talking about
Ashton Kutcher.
Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Like
Mhm.
these people are still making movies
Oh.
and shows.
Oh right.
Yeah,
you mean a lot
no.
of them like stopped either stopped
Yeah.
making movies or something
They
happened to
drowned
them or
out
whatever.
of the thing.
Yeah. Poor Amanda
No
Bynes.
one's doing
she was
anything
killing
Glee,
it.
you know?
Amanda
She
Bynes,
was killing
honestly,
it. She
if
was
they-
at the
if-
top when I was
yeah,
growing up, and
yeah.
now she's
She was the man.
You're such a dork. You're such a fucking. Shut up.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
You know, I'm mad. I'm mad because I liked it. That's why I'm mad. It's not even like you said. It's a great. It was perfectly timed. I'm just mad because I'm like, God damn it!
Fun
yes,
fact: that movie
Step
got
Up.
me in trouble when I was dating someone.
How?
Oh boy.
This is the most annoying thing.
Let's hear it.
I was dating a girl at the time.
This is gonna be insane.
I'm watching the movie with like we're multiple people, right? So
Yeah.
it's me and my girlfriend at the time. Other people were watching it, and there's like one scene where like she's like, you know, it's like a provocative scene, or she's changing or whatever.
2006.
Yeah, you know.
Okay.
And my girlfriend at the time just nudges me. He's like, "So do you find her cute?" I'm like, "Well, like, yeah, like in this specific moment, like, you know, I'm not gonna lie because I'd just be stupid."
But also, at any moment, you're allowed to find her cute.
Yeah.
That's fair. But
I say that cold shoulder for the rest of the movie in
Ooh.
a fight after the movie.
buddy,
Shit, you not.
buddy.
I was like, what the frick is going on?
That was a toxic relationship. You just described a
Yeah.
toxic
It was
relationship.
so wild.
I had a girlfriend, almost exact same thing. I had an ex-girlfriend. Her and I were hanging out. We were watching a movie. She literally, like, I don't remember what movie it was, but it's like maybe Jennifer Lopez or Selma Hayek. I know it was like a Latina actress. And she knew I find women with dark hair very attractive. Like I find darker hair, like, so she like looks at me as we're watching the movie, and I'm obviously like, all right, looking good. And she goes, "You find her hot?" I'm just like, and by the way, my girlfriend at the time, jet black hair, Sri Lankan woman. Like you're not you have the same hair. You're like, why are we getting upset? Your hair is actually naturally that color. They're probably getting it dyed for some of their roles. But anyways, you're gonna turn to me as I see this actress on the film and be like, "So what do you think?" And I'm just like, "Yeah, she's hot." And to proceed to be upset the whole rest of the time.
You failed
Then-
the test, Brian.
Listen, if you're in a relationship with someone who asks you if someone is good looking and you give your honest opinion and then get shunned for being honest, you're being punished for honesty. Then you are in a toxic relationship.
Straight up. One of the reasons why I knew I liked my wife, she's like, "That dude's
Yes,
hot,
no.
and so is that chick." And I was
You're
there,
not
I'm like,
wrong.
cool.
Though. Honesty,
Yeah, that's like-
honesty is always the best. Even no matter how insecure the girl is, honesty is always
But also,
the
like,
best choice.
can we talk about insecure? Like, can we talk a little bit about insecurity, and not only focused on women in general?
This
if-
goes into the movie I want to talk about. But yes,
Oh, perfect. Insecurity to me seems. I don't get me wrong. People can feel insecure.
Mhm.
And if you're in a relationship with someone, I would like to think that people understand that this relationship is important to them and you
For
guys
sure.
are going to work together and not just look at it as, well, they're just going to leave me the second they find their real life
for
J-Lo.
sure,
Or the,
for sure.
and it's just
But-
like, yeah.
Because actually, continue what you're saying before I rebuttal.
Well, no, but I wish there was a way for us to, because it really does feel like a very toxic relationship where I can't be honest with my partner for fear of them having a really bad day or breaking down their mood when
Mhm.
they ask me a straight up question. Or sometimes, you know, like if you're in a relationship with someone and you avoid certain movies because you know Halle Berry looks hot as fucking Swordfish, and you know your girlfriend's going to be mad about Halle Berry and Swordfish. So you're like,
Oh no.
let's not go see this movie because you will be insecure about how gorgeous this actress is in a movie that I'm never planning to meet in real life. Like,
And even if you did, would you even have like the chance? Would you do something about it?
That's
C,
not
would
the
you even
point.
have
Let's
a
not go
chance?
there. Let's not go. Let's not go
yeah.
there.
Anyways,
The
go ahead.
point-
Sorry, you were gonna say.
I was gonna say. So that is definitely toxic behavior.
Yeah.
But what I have to say is, I think a lot of people, being a woman and having my own experiences and whatnot, I understand that there is women who have trauma and
Fair.
they sometimes will behave or react in a certain way, or they might be triggered by something easily because of their past traumas, which can then turn into toxic behavior. So I'm not saying that they're right for doing that, but
Right.
there needs to be some sort of, I guess, self-awareness and also understanding on the other side to kind of get the like where the insecurities are coming from. You understand?
But
Get what I'm trying to
you're-
say?
You're just describing working through your stuff. It's just like how
No. But I mean, I think depending on your experiences in life and your traumas and whatever, you might act out of character sometimes because something was triggered, and then you start, you do something out of pocket because you felt some type of way or whatever. And then
someone checking their partner's phone because something just triggered them. Too much? Too far? I just was using that as an example.
No,
is that a bad example? Okay, sorry.
I mean, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. But I'm just saying. I'm using your like comment, like your example with your ex, and how she got upset because you said that, like, she put herself in the situation by asking, "Do you think she's hot?" Like,
yeah,
that's her fault.
But for me, the thing is, if we're gonna really talk about that specific aspect, to me, I've always hated, only because I am sometimes to a fault honest. Don't ask a question that you might not want to know the answer to, or at least be prepared that, like, like example, I've met people that if they ask you a question, if you do not answer the answer they want, they'll be upset.
Oh, yeah.
Like if someone's,
that's self-sabotage.
Yeah, but that's it though. But the thing that I always hate about that is, like, if you want to ask my opinion, ask me my opinion. If you're fishing for a compliment, just ask me for the compliment. But don't turn around and be like, "Do you like this?" And then you're like perfect example. One time in another relationship, a girl once asked me, "Which dress should I wear?" And I knew there was no right answer because I was like, she was insecure at the time. She was going through something. So I was there, I'm like, what's your purpose to the event that you're going to? Because I think so. It was like between like a black dress and more like a summery dress or whatever. So I'm like, if you want to like attract the room and make like a statement when you walk through, wear the black dress.
Oh, the black dress.
Because I knew it would hug her curves and stuff perfectly.
Yeah.
But if you're wearing it for me, I love you in a nice whitish blue summer dress. Yeah. Those are my colors. That's what it is.
Yeah, a lot of folks are suckers for summer dresses.
But then because if I said, "Oh, wear this dress," it'd be like, "Well, do you think I'm fat in the other one or whatever?" Again, this is like 18-year-old Dave talking to a 18-year-old woman. Like, we're young and dumb. It's whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah, I guess the insecurity stuff has, my God, thinking about the insecurity stuff, because I feel like, Ness, you want to talk about the substance, right?
Yeah, but before that, I just want to say to Dave, because
okay, yeah, I'll let you finish
quickly. I just want to say, I just feel like this topic is so tricky because obviously everyone has like work to do on themselves.
Yeah. We all got baggage.
But the thing with insecurities, especially with women, I feel like it's either you self-sabotage or you seek like validation, and it kind of becomes this like drug in a sense where you constantly feel like you need.
I like what you did there. Drug.
No, for real. I think it's
yeah.
Sorry. No, sorry. I was trying to give you the loop.
We were all sleeping. We were all hoping. We're all waiting for the dunk.
No, because it's funny because this movie actually made me realize that how it becomes like a drug, and it's almost like an addiction.
Yeah.
And it's an addiction in the sense that you're constantly seeking validation or self-sabotaging yourself to either prove that you're like not worthy or seek the validation that you are worthy. Like it's just this weird like
I there's something that I try to remind people sometimes, because I feel like a lot of people have a hard time understanding this. If you are doing something for or against because of another person, you're still doing it because of them, and you're not doing it for yourself. And I try to explain to, like, when I used to I had a conversation with someone about when Quebec wanted to separate, and they were just like, and I told them, I'm like, we were talking about voting, and they're just like, well, I just don't want this to happen. And I'm like, but I mean, ideally you're voting because of what you believe in. And like, if you're voting because of that outside thing, you're still voting because of them. You're not voting for yourself. Make the decision for yourself in that situation. What happens, but you should be making that call for yourself. And they were just like, oh, Yeah, and then with the students, when the students didn't want their fees to go up, and they were protesting and stuff, and they were in the streets and they were marching, I was telling them, I'm just like, well, withhold your money because that says more than marching in the streets. Because, like, I feel like what you're doing is still for them because there's like you not giving them the money is a decision for you. I'm not going to give you my money. I'm speaking with my dollars. You going into the street and protesting, don't get me wrong, protests are important, but in that specific one in Quebec where the price of education was going to go up, and it still did, by the way, nothing stopped it. I think holding back money would have made a bigger statement than marching in the streets, because ultimately marching in the streets just led them to be like, you guys aren't listening to us, and it was just this back and forth. So,
but it's always going to be like that. It's always going to
Yeah.
be different ways of dealing with those, especially politics.
yeah. But anyways, politics aside, because I do feel like the substance that from everything I saw, I'm going to give you an outsider's perspective of what I understand the movie is about.
Shoot.
And then you can tell us. So, Demi Moore plays a celebrity who does like exercise videos.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that was a guess because I never saw
She has
her
a show.
doing-
She has like a primetime show.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
And she's gotten older, and she wants to still maintain. I imagine, based on the type of movie it is, like the sponsors are happy with the fact that ratings might have dropped or something like that. So she's like, "Well, I gotta stay on top." And someone offers her a drug that can help her. And this is where I don't know what happens, but the drug allows her to change into a completely different person.
So basically,
And I've seen a lot of memes of like what looks like the toxic Avenger. So those have really scarred me. And I'm happy I didn't
Not
see the
seen that
movie.
yet.
I have to say, I'm a person who loves horror, but I've always had a hard time with body horror.
Yeah, no, I
And-
can't do body horror.
I've always had a really, really hard time with body horror. I don't
Yeah.
know why. It's like the
'Cause
one thing.
It's creepy.
It is creepy, but for some
Yeah.
reason, I can watch so many gross things, but for some reason, body horror gets me
No,
like
yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah.
And this movie specifically, for the first time in a long, I can't even recall the last time I felt this way.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the movie, I felt so sick to my stomach.
No,
I
see?
actually considered walking out of the theater.
I am
Oh
not
my
watching
god.
this film.
But
Yeah.
that's because I'm really sensitive to body horror. And when I was with my friend Hannah, actually,
Hey,
and she
shout out
was
to
like,
Hannah.
"Oh, it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be." And I was like, "Girl, I was about to puke." Like,
Yeah.
So
One-
everyone's different. I'm just
Yeah.
sensitive to body horror. But basically, Demi Moore is a washed up celebrity who has
Oh.
a primetime dance show, and when she turns 50, the production company,
Yeah.
the studio, whatever,
Production company studio, yeah.
they decide to fire her, and they're like, "Oh,
Okay.
we need someone else." So they start searching for someone else, someone who's younger, hotter, whatever.
Right.
And then someone at an appointment that she goes to slips her like a note and says like, "Oh, if you want a better version of yourself, come here." So
Yeah.
she goes, she gets the substance, and it's basically this drug that she takes that creates another. How do I explain this actually?
Does she essentially does she essentially split into two beings and she can
Yes.
control both beings?
Yes. So basically,
wow.
this
So
drug.
so her
this-
brain is like split into two different things at all times?
no.
Or does
So-
it like does one have to
Oh,
stay
let-
still?
let her finish.
So one of them, so basically the drug plants a seed in your body and then it
Okay.
comes out of your body. And when
Okay.
basically one of them has to be sleeping while the other one
Oh.
is awake.
Okay.
So the way they do this is they give you like food for the body and then food for the one that you're living in.
Okay.
And you have to keep the one that's sleeping, you have to keep it fed and like breathing and stuff.
Okay.
Basically.
So if one dies, the other dies. Is that a fair statement?
So
Hold on. Stop jumping ahead.
So basically, the rules is week by week, it switches no matter what. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. It switches every single week. So,
Oh.
but you have to do it yourself. So there's
Okay.
like a method of how they transfer, and basically you get penalized. So if you don't switch on time, if you're late, it takes away, it ages your actual body.
Oh.
So yeah, so it's like this weird thing, and they keep emphasizing throughout the movie, like the company that has this substance, whatever, they keep
Yeah.
emphasizing to her, like, remember, you are the same person. So whatever you do when you're that person, when you're her,
Yeah.
you're doing it to your actual self, basically. But because
So
it's
like
a
if she
drug,
gets a tattoo, the tattoo would be on both bodies?
no. I mean in terms of like feeding it,
Like
if you
dietary.
yeah, dietary, but not just
Oh.
dietary. Also, like if you stay in the body for too long, then it ages your older body. It makes you older if you keep like the
So
longer you
but
stay in the
if she
younger.
gets hit, like, so I'm just curious, if she gets like, let's say, hit in the face in one body, does a bruise also created on the other body, or is it more just like
She
the
feels it. She
insides?
feels it when she switches, but
Ah,
you
okay.
won't see it. Like it's a weird thing.
Okay.
Okay.
But they're
But
connected. They're connected.
they're
Yeah,
connected.
I mean, it's a seed from your own body. I knew they
Yeah.
were connected.
But
Yeah.
the duplicate version of you, the younger version of you, ages, or I might be saying this wrong, but the time when you're the younger one is not
Yeah.
the same
You
time
don't.
as in real life. So if
It
you
Okay.
miss
ages
a
at a slower
day,
pace.
yeah, so if you miss it, like let's say you stayed in the younger body for an extra day, it'll
Yeah.
age your older body like 10 years.
Oh shit.
So yeah, it's something like that. I can't remember the exact, so sorry if I'm
And
mixing up the
do both bodies have to, like, if you die in one, does the other one die?
so I'm
That's
gonna
what I'm
end up
curious.
spoiling stuff if I say
At
something
this
about
point, how
it.
you've described it so far, I'm terrified of this movie. I'm never going to see it.
Well,
Like the fact
How long has the movie been out?
I am not a good horror
a
person,
couple of weeks.
and the gory part.
I think you're allowed to spoil it. It's
Yeah.
been a couple weeks.
Really?
Spoiler alert!
It's been
people,
weeks.
Go for it.
Yeah, I mean the
Okay,
movie.
well, fine. So basically, she decides to stay in the younger body, and like she stays in the younger body. She gets the role doing the same thing that she was doing for
Mhm.
25 years at the studio, but obviously they don't know it's her because it's like a younger version of her, and they
Mhm.
think it's the
Right.
same person. But she keeps doing it 1 week on, 1 week off type of thing. But then she gets addicted to being the younger one.
Of
So
course.
she
Mm.
so she decides to try and trick the system, which you can't, and she stays in the younger body for like 3 months.
Oh shit.
So when she switches back, basically she reaches like a max where they're like, you need to switch right now or else like it's over. So she
Yeah.
switches back to her old self, and at this point she's like 100 and something years old. Like she's like super old because she stayed in the body too long, and so she can barely like sit up,
Move or
eat,
do
do
anything.
anything. Yeah, but she becomes so obsessed with it that she tries to go back. So she retakes the substance because there was some left in the thing, in the syringe.
Yeah.
She tries to retake it to duplicate another version of herself,
Oh my
which ends
God.
up being the monstrous thing that you see
Mm.
because you can't take it twice.
So
And so
after
it
she,
creates this like monstrous
but when
being.
she did the 3 months inside the younger body and then
Yeah.
was told you have to flip back, did the younger body essentially perish? Like it's gone?
So no, what happens is I can't remember how exactly, but she somehow switches back to the younger body and kills her actual body.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So
But
when
then
she
what
kills
happens in that scenario?
so when she kills her actual body, she quickly goes and retakes the substance in the duplicate one.
Oh,
And
so
then it
she took
creates
the.
this like
Mm.
weird thing.
Yeah, because already it's a
Duplicate.
clone of a clone. It's like a copy of a copy.
Exactly.
So what
So
comes
when
out
she
is
So what comes out is like it's not an actual being. It's like this like creature thing with like numerous heads and
creature thing.
numerous arms and like
yeah.
So it's like an anime.
Oh dude, it full on looks like the Toxic Avenger.
it's
Yeah,
really
it's gross.
it's really gross. But
Yeah,
anyways,
the movie
she
came out September 11th, so at this point you're like
okay,
6 weeks.
okay.
Yeah, you can spoil it. Like,
So anyway, so she clones it again, tries to take the substance again, and now she's this being. And I don't know. The one thing I had to figure out is how she still has a conscience because that part I'm not
yeah,
really
yeah.
understanding. But after she becomes this like creature, she's still obsessed with the idea of being the star and
So wait, when
decides to go to the live event that she was supposed to be at as her younger self. She goes to the live event as this creature, being like,
Ew.
I'm the star, you know? And then everyone
So she could
starts.
still speak as that creature?
No, she can't speak. She just
Okay.
makes noises.
Wait,
Yeah,
but why didn't she go as the younger body?
Like, why did she when she
Because-
decided to
Because
keep
she
her
killed
body?
herself.
But because she killed herself, right? So she kills her old husk, let's call it that. Okay. She kills
Well,
her
just
original.
yeah,
her
she kills
body.
the original body. She kills
Why
the
don't you
Demi Moore
stay
body.
why don't you just stay in the young body? Why even bother doing the
You
duplicate?
can't stay in the young body because it
But
was
what happens
dying.
if you do?
You can't because she killed herself. So it was gonna the young one was gonna die. Which is
Okay,
why
that's
she
what we were
was
saying,
like,
yeah.
Okay, there's a thing.
which is why she took the substance again.
Okay.
Because she thought that taking it again was gonna keep her alive. Sorry if I'm like a little confused.
No, it's quite right. I mean,
getting
this
confusing,
movie
but-
already looked a little for me. So.
But anyways, yeah. So basically, she's like about to die as the younger version of herself, which is why she goes to take the substance again.
Lord
But then it
have
creates this
mercy.
creature, which ultimately, like, obviously, I don't know how. The ending is. I have a problem with the ending, to be honest. But
It sounds a little weird.
Yeah, I don't. Based on what you're describing, I do
becomes
not see how they
it
land the plane
becomes-
on that.
it becomes a bloodbath. That's all I have to say.
Good Lord. Okay.
The creature basically like explodes all over the audience. Like it's like this weird
Oh,
thing.
it's like that thing that happens in X-Men #1.
For me,
you guys-
it was a bit the ending was a bit too theatrical for me.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
I feel like we already understood the point by this point, but they
Yeah.
still wanted to end it with like a big bang. But for me, it was like you guys already like we get it, you know.
Well, that's like the
Um,
Bootsy Collins film where he the thank what's the one with Lakeith and Jermaine Fowler and Stephen Yeun and Army Hammer.
Sorry to bother you.
Yeah, sorry to bother you. Like,
Yeah.
sorry to bother you has essentially an
Right.
ending and then literally tries to like double down on the
overdo it.
message.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
Okay.
same thing with this.
That
So,
sucks. I hate when they
but
do
I
that.
mean, the message was clear, and it was an interesting concept the way they did it because it was the idea that obviously, as women, there's a lot of pressure to be a certain way, to look a certain way, and you feel that pressure as you get older because you're not looking the same, you don't have the same body.
Right.
So, kind of tapping into that where we kind of get addicted with like doing things to ourselves just to look pretty. So in this case, they went extreme, but I mean, in reality, it's like people doing Botox or surgery. Like, it's like, how far will you go to reinvent yourself until it's too late or until like you're a completely different person and you don't even know who you are anymore? So the story is really good. The message is clear. I just think it was a little too in
So
your
they-
face.
They didn't stick the landing like most movies these days.
Well, it has amazing reviews. It's critically acclaimed. It's probably going to win some awards.
Oh wow. Yeah, I heard Demi Moore is like fantastic in it.
Demi Moore's performance is amazing, and so is Margaret Qualley.
Yeah.
Both
Who
of their
is-
performances are amazing.
Who's Margaret's mom again?
Oh yeah, she's forgot she's a nepo baby.
Yeah.
It's
what baby?
Nepo baby. You've heard the term Nepo baby.
That just means Halloween. That just means like they have Hollywood daddies and mommies.
Yes, there. Okay.
yeah.
Sometimes this man scares me when he says, what? And I'm like, buddy, we've said
Dude,
that word 10
it's-
times in this episode.
It's not my part of my day-to-day vocabulary. Sorry.
Oh yeah,
I'm not going
Andy
up to my nepo
McDowell.
brothers and sisters and
Andy
be like, get
McDowell.
up.
Yeah,
oh, she's
Andy
also married
McDowell.
to Jack Antonoff, the musician.
Oh yeah.
Ah, yeah, I didn't know that.
Oh, is that her dad?
No, that's who she's married to. Margaret is.
Oh, Margaret is.
Margaret is married to Jack Antonoff. Didn't know that.
Who's Jack
All right.
Antonoff?
He's like a producer. I think he's the guy. Is he the one that everyone complains about?
Oh, okay.
Everyone complains like all his production sounds the same.
Oh,
Let me see if
Interesting.
I'm Antonoff.
but yeah, their performances was really well. I don't recommend if you are sensitive to body horror because I had
never
a
in
really
my
hard
life.
time.
Not doing it.
Never doing it.
No.
Not gonna watch it.
Thank you, John. Thank you for
But
telling me
Thank-
so.
but I
He
would never-
actually wanted you to spoil it, so I had less interest in seeing
Yeah.
it. that was my plan.
I'm glad I didn't go alone because
Yeah.
And then
But
I was thinking about that movie for like days on end after that.
No.
Yeah, that's not.
I saw the meme of the Toxic Avenger once and was like, couldn't get it out of my head. Could not
I don't wanna
stop
see
seeing
this
the
movie.
image in my
I
head.
don't want to see this.
And I was just like, cool, nope, don't want to see this movie.
And it's super gory.
Oh, no, thank you.
Super,
No, thank
super gory. The duplicate of version comes out of her back.
I figured because I saw the stitches in the
Yeah.
pictures on the spine.
Yeah.
So Margaret's character at one point has the duplicate rip out of her spine, and it's this Toxic Avenger with multiple arms.
Nope.
And Margaret's is still alive at this point.
At the end, no, they don't show it that way. It was different. They just showed her waking up on the floor, and it's like a POV of her like being all disoriented, and then she looks in
Right.
the mirror, and you see like this like creature.
Do you ever see Margaret after that point, though?
No.
Gross.
Demi or Margaret. You don't see any of them after that.
Great. That sounds like a
Nope.
horrible final moments for me.
And that's like the last like 15, 20 minutes.
You
Oh,
lost me
that's
at
fun.
hello.
You know? Oh my gosh.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Wild
we were
movie.
we were supposed to talk Penguin and Has Been Hotel and Perfect Couple. We'll have to save those for another
Yeah.
time because we're at the end, folks. But keep checking out Penguin, keep checking out Agatha, all these shows that we've checking out. HBO has a show called The Franchise that I've been telling people to watch, which is kind of fun because it's like a behind the scenes of like if they were making a Marvel or DC movie. So it's very interesting. And are you watching anything else that you would just recommend to people at least?
I will talk about more next week, but seriously, if you like Clue, watch like the board game.
Yeah.
Watch Perfect Couple.
Cool.
Oh, okay.
I'll say more next week, but it's a worth watch.
Yeah, and if you like the Penguin, well, if you like Sopranos, don't watch the Penguin because you're gonna be like, this is not Sopranos. It feels like someone wanted to try and do Sopranos in Gotham
goodness.
and then again didn't stick the landing. It's a good show, but don't go in expecting Sopranos quality content. Just go in expecting.
Are people expecting it to be like Sopranos for real?
I've heard a lot of people compare it to Sopranos, and I'm like,
Why?
is that
it
because
the
they wanted it?
director or something?
No, just it's a mob show from the perspective of someone in the mob
But it's
that's
Penguin.
I know, but I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, like we're getting the Sopranos in Gotham, and I'm like, ish, but I wouldn't say enough.
It's an
like,
odd comparison.
I mean, I get it because if it is like I get rudely, but like an overweight, schlubby guy in the mob.
Oh, I haven't seen Sopranos, by the way.
Overweight, chubby.
I mean, Tony Soprano at the beginning of the show, I would say, is like he's not the boss. He's overweight. He's not,
I get the whole like mob aspect, but it's just it's the Penguin. Like, why would they?
I know.
Anyways.
But I mean, there are people who have never watched anything DC related that are saying they like the show. So they're doing something right. Because for me, I don't necessarily love it, but I'm hearing people who don't watch Marvel or DC stuff talk about how much they like it. So something's being done right. Something's being done right.
Seeing it through a different lens. That's all.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Folks, this is another one. We want to thank you all for tuning in. We'll be back with another one soon. Don't forget to check out all our stuff, GeekCypha.com, GeekCypha.com. And this episode and all our previous episodes will be available. And yeah, that's it, y'all. We are out. Peace, y'all.
Peace.